Fans. Fans, welcome to Inspiration Field at Carol Willis Park for today's softball game between Trine University Thunder and your Illinois Wesleyan University Titans. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by its student athletes, coaches, and fans. Profanity, derogatory comments, or other intimidating actions directed at student athletes, officials, team representatives, or other fans will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Thank you for your assistance in providing a positive atmosphere. Now, let's meet today's starters. First for the Thunder. Batting leadoff and playing second, number 2, Whitney Jewell. Batting second and playing right, number 13, Joe Trine. Batting third and playing first, number 19, Tyra Markham. Batting cleanup and the designated number 23, Debbie Hill. Batting fifth and playing center, number 34, Emily. Batting sixth and playing third, number 25, Mary Rocha. Batting seventh and playing left, number 16, Kennedy Huckley. Batting eighth and playing shortstop, number 6, Emma Byron. Batting ninth and playing catcher, number 20, Ainsley Phillips. And in the circle for the Thunder, number 17, Alex Michon. And now, the starters for your Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Batting leadoff and playing left, number 1, Haley Milgazzo. Batting second and playing center, number 5, Anna Beckman. Batting third and playing the DP, number 10, Bella Pinker. Batting cleanup and playing shortstop, number 27, Jen Koo. Batting fifth and playing third, number 11, Casey Wismiller. Batting sixth and playing first, number 22, Ava Ori. Batting seventh and playing catcher, number 13, Claire Post. Batting eighth and playing second, number 24, Annika Brown. Batting ninth and playing right, number 25, Grace Wilkins. And in the circle for the Titans, number 23, Gianna Serna. Today's umpires are John Abergast and Gary Rankin. At this time, we ask you to please face the flag for the playing of the national anthem, sung by Illinois Wesleyan graduate and former Chicago Cubs and Blackhawks anthem singer, Wayne Messmer.
So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
36 degrees and sunny is our weather in the 309. Matt Sossler alongside Kirill Anastasov. The Titans in a season in which they won't have to travel far to hoist a national title on their home field. They open their home slate against the 11th ranked Trine Thunder. Kirill, it's been an interesting start to the season for both of these teams. The Titans at 6-2, Trine at 12-4. The Thunder have gotten the best of the Titans in their prior 6 matchups. What did the Titans need to do to come away with a victory today?
Just keep the momentum going. We have both teams in fantastic form. Trine on a 7-game win streak. The Titans 5 wins in a row. They've just got to ride the home support, make use of home field advantage. Play their best attacking game. Trine hasn't allowed a lot of runs this season. So as long as the bats get going early, Wesleyan is in a good position.
Take a look at our starting pitchers for today. Starting off for Illinois Wesleyan, it's Gianna Serta. Serta, the junior out of Round Lake, making her 4th appearance of the campaign. Her last outing came on March the 18th at Monmouth, where she threw 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. Had a strikeout as well. However, the reason for her removal, no fault of her own. The Titans won that game 18-1, so Coach Prager more or less utilizing that as a prep start for Serta, knowing the doubleheader today. And also for the next couple of weekends, they enter their non-conference tournaments. Both will be here in Bloomington. So it's in a way to get her arm fresh and rested against a tough Trine team. Whitney Duell leads off, the 5'3" freshman out of West Lafayette, Indiana. And we're underway at Inspiration Field. Started off with a foul. Duell hitting .377 this year, has started all 16 games for the Thunder. Strike on the outside, Black.
Yeah, she's a dangerous player to lead off the lineup, but looking good so far for the Titans.
You have 2 contrasting styles in this ball game. Illinois Wesleyan hasn't really showcased their power yet this year. Ball misses down and out. Whereas Trine, one of the top home run hitting teams in the Midwest, and certainly in a favorable environment. Here in Bloomington, right on the plains, the wind currently blowing out slightly to right center field. On its way, fouled again, 2-strike count. Serta with just 3 strikeouts this year. On its way, just upstairs.
And Duell, she's registered 20 hits already this season, but only one of those has been an extra base hit. So she's a good batter to lead off the order, try and get on first.
Coming back in the dirt. So Duell leads off with a full count. So pivotal payoff in the early going. Just high and wide, so Duell books herself a free pass to first.
Now up to bat, number 13, Joe Trine.
Duell a .431 on base percentage entering today. In terms of Trine's base running ability, outside of Emma Lee, they're all in single digits for stolen bases this year. Playable in right field. No issue for Wilkins, 1 gone. The much-needed efficient AB for Serta after that battle on the leadoff.
It's the perfect way to calm the tensions.
F9 if you go along with us. 1 out, top of the first.
It's Tyra Markham at the plate, batting .370 for the season.
Fouls away the first offering. Starting to get into the heart of this Trine order with Debbie Hill, their leader in home runs, waiting on deck.
Markham, who's currently over the plate, has 6 home runs to her name, leads the team this season.
Post thought about it. It's a Trine team that doesn't run a ton. However, with it still being early in the season, coaches sometimes save that strategy for later. Just missing south.
Three balls now. Serta pressing the reset button.
Duel on first.
Fouled away for a first strike.
Coming back, hit in the air to center, still playable. Beckman 2 gone. So back-to-back flyouts following the leadoff walk from Serta. And here comes Debbie Hill, one of the most dangerous hitters in this Trine lineup. The 6-foot lefty out of New Whiteland, Indiana. 10 home runs, 30 RBI on the campaign. It'll be interesting to see how Serta attacks her with 2 gone and a runner on first.
Good pitch up the middle there to register the first strike. Trine coming off a morale-boosting Wednesday doubleheader against Ohio Northern, where they scored 24 runs across 2 games.
Swung on, hit in the air to deep right, back and over the wall. Hill's 11th of the campaign, and Trine strikes first. It's 2-0.
It's the perfect start for the visitors.
You mentioned the Ohio Northern doubleheader. In that second game, Hill knocked 2 home runs over the wall.
She keeps an excellent streak going. As you mentioned, 11 home runs this season. That also brings her total RBIs to 32, also a team high.
So that brings up Emma Lee. So second straight game with a homer for Debbie Hill after 2 homerless games in their March 8th contest against Husson and their opener against Ohio Northern on the 19th. Line drive into left for a base hit. Second hit of this inning for the Thunder.
Now with the bottom half of the order
Number 25,
up for Trine. It's important for Serta to reset once again. Finish off this inning with no further damage done here.
So that brings up the Wisconsin native Macy Rocha. First offering fouled away.
Roach averages .256.
0 for 2 in the second game against Ohio Northern on the 19th. Runner goes, strike called, throw to second, little tardy.
Well, for a team that doesn't steal a lot of bases, that's an excellent start to the game as far as base running is concerned.
Emily's one of their only threats as of this point in the season. She's now 12 of 12 on stolen bases this year. 2-strike count. Serta going for her first punchy of the day. Can't get it there. Hit into the gap to center. Beckman on the run off the wall. Easily coming around to score is Lee. And with an RBI single, Macy Rocha. And Trine takes a 3-0 edge.
Excellent work by Rocha to make contact on a tricky third pitch there.
Roach's 11th RBI of the season. Kennedy Huckabee tries to keep the line moving in what has been an eventful top half of the first inning for the Thunder. Strike one. Started off, Whitney Duell walked. Trine and Markham each flew out to right and center respectively. Debbie Hill notched her 11th home run of the season, scoring Duell, then back-to-back singles.
Yeah, those two flyouts seem to set the tone, but credit to the visitors. They've recovered well, and they have 3 runs on the board early on here.
Huckabee out of Kokomo, Indiana. Little dribbler, Serta. And the side is retired. G1-3 if you go along with us. Well, Trine's able to strike first. Debbie Hill, a 2-run home run. And the Thunder lead 3-0. Titans coming up on IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12-Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12-Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Last half of the first inning in Bloomington, Matt Sasser, Kirill Anastasov, Trine leading 3-0 over Illinois Wesleyan. Alexis Michon, the hurler on the hill for the Thunder, senior out of Montville, Connecticut. She'll face off against Milgazzo, Beckman, and Pinter as the Titans try to get at least a couple of those runs back that they surrendered in the top half.
And Milgazzo's a dangerous leadoff hitter. Last year had a higher average than anybody on the team, and this year averaging .348.
Shows bunt to start, pulls it back, slaps it foul. Michon in 41 innings has a 1.37 ERA. Her most recent outing came on March the 19th. 5 innings of work. Did not allow a run. 7 strikeouts. Bunt showed again. Infield pinches. Ball 1. Milgazzo hitting .348. Primarily out of the leadoff spot. Still early in the season. Lineups can fluctuate. Little dribbler, Michon. Milgazzo beats it out.
She does just enough to get on first base, and that's exactly what the Titans need. An early runner on. Not feel like they're too out of it from going down 3-0 early. Perfect start.
Mark that down as an infield single. And now they'll call Milgazzo back to the batter's box. We'll have to see what that explanation is. The count is 1-2. Perhaps a foul ball off the plate. That would be the only thing that I could possibly fathom.
I'm as confused as you are, Matt.
We play on, ball 2. Because if there was any sort of interference or anything like that, Milgazzo would be out.
Yeah, an interesting decision. It has to have been contact with the plate. So it didn't appear that way initially.
The deuce is slapped into left field for a base hit. Milgazzo gets on anyways.
And that's exactly what she needed. She needed to reset. She needed to find her mental strength, recompose, and she makes contact. Once again, gets on base. It's got to be rattling in that situation when she's forced back for what she thought was an infield single. Great recovery, and once again, Wesleyan has a runner on.
Melgazo, one of the top base stealers for Illinois Wesleyan, 3 of 4 this year, as Anna Beckman steps in. First offering inside. Beckman hitting .290. Started 8 games this year. Corners pinching, show bunt, beautifully laid down. Mark that as a sacrifice.
Advances the runner to second.
So Melgazo to second. Beckman retired on the sacrifice bunt, and here comes Bailey Pinter.
Now batting, number 10, Bella Pinter.
Pinter's averaging .330 for the season. 3 runs batted in. She'll be hoping to knock in a 4th, maybe even a 5th.
First pitch to Bella Pinter. Catches the black line. Pinter, the freshman utility player.
All of her base hits this season have been singles, but that's all Wesleyan needs right now.
Just a hair inside. Pinter, 3-time all-conference in high school, won a state championship in 2023. Just low. Melgazo on second following her leadoff single and the sacrifice. Head coach Tiffany Prager with a word for Pinter. We also get a mound visit from Ainsley Phillips, the Trine catcher.
To see the stands mostly full for this home opener. 2 great games of softball coming up here.
Pinter ahead in the count. Outside Black.
That's first strikeout, or called a ball, was it? 2-2 count.
Showing bunt with 2 strikes. Stays alive. Pinter has yet to strike out this season, has walked 5 times. He's registered 3 RBI. On its way, swung on and missed, strike 3.
Now batting, number 27, Jen Kuhn.
And here comes the biggest threat in this Titan squad so far this year. Jen Kuhn averaging an absolutely ridiculous .654.
In need of a big hit here with Melgazo on second base. Titans trailing 3-0, trying to at least put up a crooked number on the board. Gets away, that gets Melgazo to third. Wait on the decision, hit off of Phillips' glove, so it should be a pass ball. Indeed it is. Puts a little bit more pressure on Michon with a runner on third. The 1-0 swung on, hit in the air, gets down for a base hit. Melgazo easily in. Kuhn trying for second, and
she'll make
she's
it
in safely with a sliding double.
That's exactly what Kuhn provides to this team. It's her 7th double of the season and her 18th run knocked in.
Continuing to run through the heart of this Titan order brings up Casey Wismiller, the hometown kid out of Bloomington. Similar to what Trine offers with Hill, Lee, and Rocha, Titans can also muster up a similar middle. Strike one with Wismiller, Kuhn, and Corey. Wismiller hitting .333. Inside. And also with a runner on second base, that makes the communication between the battery a little bit more difficult.
Definitely, and the pressure's on now for Trine not to squander the lead they earned so early on. Wismiller will take comfort in the fact that Kuhn's in a scoring position.
Swing and a miss, strike two. Michon already with one strikeout today, got Pinter.
Showing a run here with a 1-2 count.
Swung on and missed, strike three, and that'll do it for the last of the first. Two strikeouts for Michon, but Jeng Kuhn with an RBI double, bringing in Haley Milgazzo, and the Titans are able to chip away, still trailing 3-1 as we head to the second on IWSports.com.
It's time to play Did You Know with Illinois Wesleyan. First off, true or false, on average, over half of tuition for accepted students is covered by scholarships and grants. True, IWU invests more than $40 million in scholarships and grants for students each year. Where has IWU ranked in highest earning graduates among small schools in Illinois? If you guessed number one, you got it. And what's even better, IWU is the number one college in Illinois for getting a job and number 7 in the nation. Last question, how much does it cost to apply to Illinois Wesleyan? If you said nothing, well, you're right. There's absolutely no application fee. So what are you waiting for? Visit, apply, and see all the opportunities for success that await you at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Top of the second. At Inspiration Field, Matt Saucer alongside Kirill Anastasov. Trine looking to build on their 3-1 lead with the bottom part of their lineup due up still against Serta. First offering fouled back from Emma Beyer. Beyer, the 5'10 senior out of Rochester, Michigan.
Averaging .229 so far this season.
Down and out, even count. Serta catches the corner. Beyer against Ohio Northern. 1 for 2 with a run. Also swiped 2 bags. Measly ground ball, 1 gone.
Good thing for Serta, it is the bottom of the order here in the top of the second. Good opportunity for her to gain some confidence after a tricky opening to the game.
So here comes the backstop, Ainsley Phillips, the 9-hitter. First pitch, fouled away. Phillips, a senior out of Yorktown, Indiana. Hitting .314 this year. You don't find many gaps in this Trine lineup. Looking at their qualified hitters, they only have one below 250. That's Emma Beyer hitting .229. Fouled away again, 2-strike count. Mentioned efficiency, Krill. That is certainly a point of emphasis for Serta. After a first inning in which she faced 7 hitters, popped up, foul territory for Corey on the barrier, runs out of real estate.
Just out of her reach.
Corey, the 6'2 first baseman, can definitely make some of those plays if it's within range. Won a Gold Glove last year, one of 2 Titans to claim that honor, along with Casey Wismiller at third. Coming back.
2-2 here. On deck, of course, Whitney Duel.
The deuces, just outside, full count. Serta with 1 walk today, no strikeouts.
Big moment here for her.
Phillips has struck out 6 times and has walked 6 times, fouled away. Just a hair off time, otherwise this game would easily be 4-1. Payoff again, cut on and miss at a changeup. Strike 3, 2 gone.
It's a bold choice for that moment, but exactly what she needed. Serta does well, puts her in a commanding position in the top of the second here.
Number 2, Whitney Jewell.
Duel starts the second trip through the Trine order. Serta's first strikeout of the day. On the season, just her 4th. Ground ball, charging in, underhand glove toss in time from Brown to Corey, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down from Serta and the Titans D. We head to the last of the second. Trine still up 3-1 on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
What is
Last half of the second inning in Bloomington, Trine up 3-1 over Illinois Wesleyan. Matt Sasser alongside Kirill Anastazov. First inning, high-octane offense. 3 runs from the Thunder. Titans replied with 1. Top half of the second, Serta sent the Thunder down in sequence. It'll be Ava Corey, followed by Claire Post and Annika Brown. 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the green and white. Swung and a miss.
Corey will be high on confidence after the game she just had against Monmouth, with 6 RBI. So far, the single game high for the Titans this season.
Corey hitting .417. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Bichon with a pair of strikeouts in the first inning, looking for an indirect back-to-back after she got Wismiller to end the first. The 0-2 cut on and miss, strike 3.
Not the way Corey wanted to start this game from a hitting perspective, but she'll be back.
Now batting, number 13.
Third strikeout for Bichon. Here comes the catcher, Claire Post.
across the doubleheader with Monmouth. She went 2 for 4.
4 straight swinging strikes from Michon. Sitting 267. Trying to pass the halfway point to immaculate is Michon, and she'll do it. 5 pitches, 5 swings, 5 misses.
Absolute perfection so far this inning. Which of the Titans has it in them to break her rhythm here?
Going for her 3rd straight strikeout. It would be her 2nd straight, and she gets it in 6 pitches. So she's 2/3 of the way there, and it's on Annika Brown.
And Michon is someone who likes to retire batters. She registered 10 strikeouts on 2 occasions this season, including against Case Western Reserve, a ranked team.
We'll have to go deep in the archives if she's able to retire Brown on 3 straight on when the last immaculate inning for the Thunder was. Swing and a miss.
Still going.
Two pitches from immaculate. The most impressive thing here, and that is strike 2. That's only her 2nd strike looking in this frame.
She's a pitcher who's certainly drawn some swings here from the Titans.
Pitch number 9 of the frame, and going for her 3rd strikeout. Fouled away.
Just in
so
time.
that spoils the immaculate inning.
If nothing else, it does certainly a small number on her confidence. Let's see if Brown can disrupt the rhythm even more. Get on base here.
It's big. An immaculate inning is very rare. For that specific reason. Fouled away again.
Brown has only had 15 at-bats this season, registering 1 hit. How huge would a hit here be?
Titans' lone hit today, outside of the Milgazzo single, came with 2 outs. That's the first ball of the inning thrown by Michon.
And the effect starting the inning so flawlessly has on the pitcher in this situation is now this at-bat, a standard length, feels like forever.
1-2, just downstairs. So Brown with a solid fight. Has drawn a Seduces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Titans trail by 2 in the 2nd. Up and away.
Now Michon getting a little erratic. She's going to take a moment. She definitely needs it here. This at-bat has been a tricky shift, a tricky shock to the system.
Started off 0-2, 2 straight foul balls. The payoff stays alive.
Obviously, the focus of a pitcher has to be immaculate, even more so than any other player on the diamond. But in this situation, you can't help but feel for her. 8 strikes into a perfect inning.
Brown has struck out twice and walked twice so far this year. continues the duel. We're now in a quality at bat, no matter what.
Yeah, she can certainly be proud of this, especially given that she was in an 0-2 count. Now she's forced 8 pitches, I believe.
Another round of the 3-2, called strike 3 on the lower inside corner, and that will do it for the second. Michon 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. Brown puts up a good battle, but the side is still retired in sequence, and we head to the third. Thunder up 3-1 on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And. Here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
Top of the third in Bloomington, Trine, ranked 11th in the country with a 3-1 advantage over Illinois Wesleyan. Matt Sosler alongside Kirill Anastasov. Serta still on the hill, squaring off against the heart of the Thunder lineup, beginning with Harley Trine. First pitch just misses.
Serta did well in the second inning after a difficult start in the first inning, giving up a 2-run home run, 3 runs total.
Fouled away. Trine flew out to right field in the first inning. Two strikes. 1 strikeout on the day for Serta. It was against Phillips to end the first trip through the Thunder order back in the second inning. Seems to have settled in following a rocky first go. That first inning gave up 3 runs on 3 hits plus a walk.
And then 3 up, 3 down in the second. Great recovery.
Swung on and missed. Strike 3, 1 out.
She continues it here now. Definitely seeing a different Serta in the second and third innings than we did in the first.
Markham in for the second time, takes ball 1. Markham, a fly out to center field in the first inning.
On deck is the ever dangerous Debbie Hill, who knocked in that home run.
Much rather face Hill with nobody on and 2 outs.
Exactly. Don't want any deja vu from the first inning.
Think about the mental gymnastics. Serta behind 3-0, trying to avoid dishing out her second walk of the day. Gave Duel a free pass to first, back in the first inning to lead off this contest.
Strike 1 here.
Expect a green light in this scenario. Gets it.
Now, it's a tense moment here, especially given who's on deck. Markham, aware that a walk would suffice.
Serta aiming for back-to-back Ks. Won't get it there. Base hit. Potential G9. Close play. Just a hair late.
That was marginal. Markham, at the end of the day, fortunate to get on base, despite what was good contact to right field.
Debbie Hill.
Watching Wilkins there, she had a good read on that ball. Here comes Nikki Miller, assistant coach for the Titans, trying to figure out a game plan on what to do with Debbie Hill. Girl, if you're Coach Miller, what's your message to Serta and this Titans squad with Hill stepping up into the batter's box?
Well, crucial here is not to view Hill as the person who's brought in a 2-run home run in the first inning. At the end of the day, she's taken down batters that have comparable averages to Hill today and throughout the season, so it's just a matter of take the player out of it, treat it as you would any other batter. That 2-run home run was not a reflection of Serta as a pitcher.
First pitch goes an off speed, just misses.
So a good pitch to test the waters here.
With just one out, one could say that if Serta was able to retire Markham, she misses out again, it'd be 4s up. Intentional walk, no doubt.
Certainly in this situation, though, of course, it doesn't make sense. 2 runners on.
However, she is, I wouldn't necessarily say pitching around, but trying to avoid that heart. She does there.
Yeah, very, very interested to hear what was said at the mound visit there.
Hill is yet to attempt a stolen base, so if you're thinking 3 steps ahead here, 3-0, up and out, and there's really no point in challenging the strike zone at that point. You think about this situation right here. You got Lee coming up, first and second.
Now, the thing is,
here's the strategy. The strategy will get a pinch runner actually on second base.
Pinch running at second base, number 12, Maddie Cortez.
Maddie Cortez comes in to run for Tyra Markham. And it looks like that will be all she wrote for Serta, as now Coach Prager counters.
20, Ella Hermes.
And Ella Hermes comes in to pitch for Illinois Wesleyan.
Number 34, Emma Lee.
now Emma Lee stepping up to the plate. She is a dangerous player, averaging .413 for the season, but at the very least, not very prone to scoring home runs. Has 1 for the season. Has knocked in 11, though. 11 runs. And with 2 runners on base, that's certainly a consideration.
Hermes, the freshman, throwing it to the fire for the first time. Blooper on the back run and snaring it in is Brown.
Great movement there by Brown. Read the play perfectly. And Hermes, that is the sort of start you want when you're pitching in relief. All of a sudden, this inning feels completely different for Wesleyan.
Macy Rocha.
So call that a P4. If you keep track at home, Macy Rocha tries to take advantage of this opportunity for the Thunder. Run down to this inning. Trine struck out to start. Markham singled to right field. Hill was walked. And then Lee with the pop-up to second base.
Yeah, as you said, Hermes has been thrown into the fire as ball 2 comes in.
Good job by Post, keeping the runners at bay.
Hermes definitely thrown into the fire is the perfect description here. Having to face the most clinical batter in this Trine squad to start your second appearance for a team as a freshman. And she's done a fine job of it so far.
Another jam job and a fly out to Wilkins.
Looked dangerous for a second, but Wesleyan get out of a squeeze and it stays 3-1.
Hermes forces the F9, and we head to the last of the third. Still 3-1 Thunder on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
What is proven science? At Just Thrive, it's about best-in-class clinical research. It's about supplements that empower users to control their health. These are the elements that make up the foundation of Just Thrive. Our proven, clinically backed, proprietary probiotic removes the guesswork from supplement selection because we've done the work for you to ensure that you're getting the best product possible, empowering you to take back control of your health from a leader in the digestive, immune, and emotional health spaces.
Bottom half of the third inning at Inspiration Field. Illinois Wesleyan trailing by 2 to the 11th-ranked Trine Thunder. Alexis Michon still on the hill for Trine. Facing against 9-1-2. Strike 1. Start the second trip through this Titan lineup. Michon has strike out on her last 4 hitters, including 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning in the second.
Let's see how she bounces back here after a truly phenomenal performance. It did seem in danger there with the last at-bat off Brown, but she survived. 3 strikeouts, 4 consecutive, if I'm not mistaken, including 1 to end the second, or the first, rather.
Wilkins hitting .381.
She's a force to be reckoned with in the bottom of this order.
Snared by Michon, 1 gone.
Well, she breaks her strikeout streak, but 1 gone nonetheless. Melgazo, of course, got on base. Start the game off for the Titans.
Scored the lone run for the green and white back in the first inning. Ball 1. The entire infield is pinching against the speedy Melgazo, which means that the middle is wide open. Corner's playing maybe 15 feet up the line. Slap hit. Safe is Melgazo. And that's exactly what that does, Krill.
Yeah, and the fielding strategy, it didn't pay off. The throw was a little off. Just enough to force Trine's first baseman there off the base. Referring, of course, to Markham. Melgazo's pacey. She knows she can create something out of nothing. What for other players would be a routine ground out can turn into an infield single for her.
Byer, a hair rushed on that play. So Melgazo on first. Anna Beckman steps in between the white lines for the second time today. Strike one. Beckman laid down a sacrifice bunt to get Melgazo to second back in the first. Titans trying to chip away. We've been scoreless since the first inning. Roped foul down the left side.
Just skews past the foul line there. 0-2. The situation, certainly the aim is to get Melgazo to second by any means necessary for her speed. That's an excellent situation for the Titans.
See what she does with 2 strikes. Strike 3 called on the outside. Strikeout number 6 for Michon. And here comes Bella Pinter.
Number 10, Bella Pinter.
You'll recall she was struck out her first time up.
Runner goes, strike called, throw offline. Melgazo's in with a swipe bag.
And she gets the second, with or without the batter's help.
Her 4th stolen base of the year, she's 4 of 5.
Now it changes the entire perception of this at-bat.
No 0-2 count with Jen Kuhn awaiting on deck. So similar to what we saw in the top half of this inning in regards to Debbie Hill and pitching strategy, there may be a similar approach with Kuhn on deck. You obviously would rather have her lead off the next inning.
Yeah, completely changes the game, and very quickly Wesleyan could be within 1 or tied.
Time called for Melgazo to adjust her oven mitt.
Now it'll be interesting to see what Micho does. She's had such a fine pitching performance so far.
Called strike 3. And Michon's able to escape a miniature jam and keep the Titans off the board. We head to the 4th. Titans strand Melgazo in scoring position. Back after this on IWSports.com.
It's time to play Did You Know with Illinois Wesleyan. First off, true or false? On average, over half of tuition for accepted students is covered by scholarships and grants. True. IWU invests more than $40 million in scholarships and grants for students each year. Where has IWU ranked in highest earning graduates among small schools in Illinois? If you guessed number 1, you got it. And what's even better, IWU is the number 1 college in Illinois for getting a job and number 7 in the nation. Last question, how much does it cost to apply to Illinois Wesleyan? If you said nothing, well, you're right. There's absolutely no application fee. So what are you waiting for? Visit, apply, and see all the opportunities for success that await you at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Top half of the 4th inning at Inspiration Field. Ella Hermes still on the hill for Illinois Wesleyan. Facing off against the bottom part of this Trine lineup. Strike 1 called to Kennedy Huckabee.
None of the last 3 players in this batting order for Trine managed to get on base first time around, though, of course, this is their first time facing Hermes.
Hermes came on to relieve Serta and retired both Lee and Rocha in sequence with runners on first and second and just 1 out. The Titans schedule this week, strike called, allows for a little bit of flexibility from a pitching standpoint, considering that they have this doubleheader against Trine. They don't play again until Wednesday the 26th at Illinois College. It's really next weekend where your depth is truly tested. Ground ball, Kuhn, 1 out. So Huckabee grounds out for the second time today, because then you start the Illinois Wesleyan invite, which is 4 games in 2 days next weekend.
Yeah, and we'll certainly see more of Hermes then, especially if she can keep up the performance she's had so far in relief here.
Not only that, but then you have a midweek and then another 4 games the next weekend.
Yeah, the schedule certainly picks up for a team that hasn't played a lot of games relative to most of their fellow D3 foes.
Another ground ball. This time it's Wismiller, and the Gold Glove combo gets out number 2. Byer retired for the second time today, and here comes the 9-hitter Ainsley Phillips. Struck out her last time up in the second.
20, Ainsley Phillips.
Hermes, since entering, has retired 4 consecutive batters.
She's having a great day out on the mound so far.
Like I mentioned earlier, came in with the best K-to-7 ratio on this Titan team. But there's some pitchers that are just out-getters. Doesn't matter how you do it, and Hermes has definitely shown that.
She hasn't needed strikeouts.
Gets the call there. 1 strike away from her first of the day.
A great way to cap off what has been a fine inning for the Wesleyan defense.
Coming back, another ground ball. Kuhn. And the side is retired. 3 ground balls induced by Hermes. The infield backs her up. And Trine goes down in order halfway home at Inspiration Field. Titans down by 2 on IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them. Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Bottom of the 4th in Bloomington. Matt Sosler alongside Kirill Anastasov. Titans trailing 3-1. Jeng Kuhn leads things off for the green and white, still against Alexis Michon, who's 3 strikeouts away from matching her season high. She has 7, has hit the 10 mark a couple of times, most recently against Transylvania on March the 7th. Kuhn, the only Titan who's been able to do damage against Michon so far today with an RBI double in the first.
Yeah, she's the one batter that Michon doesn't want to face, but luckily for the visitors, it is to start the inning with no one on.
Fouled away. Michon has struck out 6 different Titans today. The only Titans that have yet to strike out Milgazzo, who has a pair of singles, Kuhn with her double, and Wilkins, who grounded out back to Michon in the third inning. Behind 0-2, Kuhn stays alive.
What can Kuhn make here of this 0-2 count?
Trying to light the match for the Titans. Slow roller. In time from Rocha
Yeah, just
to
a
Markham.
Just a step off there for Kuhn.
Now up to bat, number 11, AC Westmiller.
Westmiller, one of the many Titans that have been struck out by Michon here.
Going back to Kuhn with her double in the first that extended her hit streak to 6 games. Wesleyan, ground ball, base hit into left.
And that's huge, especially for a player who struggled in her first at-bat. Showing that there is more to this order than Kuhn.
Wesleyan's hit streak now at 4 games. And this is prime territory for Ava Corey, despite striking out on 3 pitches in the second. Got Wesleyan on first. Down by 2, Corey represents the tying run. Playable in left center. 2 gone. Good lead from Lee in center.
Now up to bat, number 13, Claire Post.
Claire Post next, averaging 2.67. She too struck out in her first plate appearance.
Wesleyan at first base has only attempted to steal once. It was successful.
Well, in my book, that counts for in everyone's book, it counts for a 100% accuracy rate. Will be not a choice she makes often, but calculated one.
Post, 1-1. The offense has been relatively silent on both sides since the first inning.
Yeah, the first inning set a different tone for the game than it's shaped out to be. It's been a fine pitching performance ever since on both ends.
Two balls and 1 strike. Trine has left 3 runners on base. Titans with just 2. Strike 2 called.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, Wesleyan have done a great job defending to keep this game close. It's just a matter of if and when the bats will run.
No matter what, this will be the first inning, barring a drop third, that Michon does not register multiple strikeouts. Check swing, doesn't go. Appeal, upheld.
Full count, runner on base, albeit not in a scoring position.
Wesleyan will move with the action with a full count and 2 out. Off her foot, stays alive. Action taking place in the Titan bullpen. Mallory Holland starts to get loose. Now back again.
Doing well to stay in this at-bat. Forced Michon to throw a few extra pitches. Something that we saw with Brown in that near-perfect inning.
Kuhn grounded out. Wismiller singled. Corey flew out to center. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Michon has strikeout number 8 of the day, her first of the 4th. And the Titans strand Wismiller on first. They come away empty. To the 5th we go. Trine still up by 2 on IWSports.com.
It's time to play Did You Know with Illinois Wesleyan. First off, true or false? On average, over half of tuition for accepted students is covered by scholarships and grants. True. IWU invests more than $40 million in scholarships and grants for students each year. Where has IWU ranked in highest earning graduates among small schools in Illinois? If you guessed number 1, you got it. And what's even better, IWU is the number 1 college in Illinois for getting a job and number 7 in the nation. Last question, how much does it cost to apply to Illinois Wesleyan? If you said nothing, well, you're right. There's absolutely no application fee. So what are you waiting for? Visit, apply, and see all the opportunities for success that await you at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Top half of the 5th inning at Inspiration Field. Hermes still on the hill, squaring off against the top of the Trine order for the first time today. Dual, Trine, and Markham scheduled to hit for the Thunder.
Hermes handled herself very well against the bottom of the order.
Starts with a strike. Now we'll get a discussion. There was a clear motion from the umpire after the pitch was thrown. And now we wait to see if that pitch counted or not, or if time was granted beforehand. Call actually a ball on Hermes. Is that foul?
What we've seen Hermes do exceptionally well so far is force groundouts. We'll see if she can keep it up against the top of the order. Her stats so far this season suggest she can.
This is low. Approaching the later stages in this ball game. Both teams riding long win streaks. The Titans have won their last 5. Trine has claimed their last 7.
And one win streak, or maybe even both, will be snapped today, as this is a doubleheader.
Game 2 will start either at 2 o'clock or 20 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1.
Stay with us here on IWSports.com.
We'll have both of them for you. Hermes gets the lower outside corner. Full count. Hermes has yet to allow a base runner in her relief outing. She also hasn't struck anybody out. The payoff fouled off the back.
Yeah, regardless of what happens in this at-bat, it's been an excellent pitching performance in relief.
Have to see how Coach Prager manages her staff with Game 2 on the horizon. The 3-2, another ground ball. Brown, one gone.
And there you have it. Hermes doing what she does best. It's 2 full innings for her now. 6 have come up to the plate, and
Number 13,
6 have been retired.
Trine.
It's also her 4th straight ground out induced. As Carly Trine steps up. 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. Of course, getting into the heart of this Trine order, you think about how to manage it. Top 3 in this Trine lineup. Just one hit today. It was a single from Markham. Hard ground ball into center. So that's the second hit by the top 3.
And the first base hit since the pitching change. Still no cause for panic.
Looks like we'll have a substitution on the bases. As Markham readies to hit. And indeed, it will be a pinch runner.
That's Mila Stepanovic stepping in.
Mila Stepanovic.
Stepanovic, the 5'8 freshman out of Munster, Indiana.
Number 19.
2 for 2 on stolen bases.
Obviously an intelligent choice.
There's really 2 schools of thought when going to pinch runners. One, you swap out speed, so you get faster on the bases. The other, especially when pinch running for an outfielder, it's conserving gas in the tank in the first leg of a doubleheader.
Yeah, all sorts of factors coming into play. Changes completely the coaching strategy, the technical approach when it is a doubleheader. For the players, especially when it's such a competitive first game. Game 2 will be a great opportunity.
Swung on and missed, strike 2.
Hermes doing well to recover from giving up her first hit.
Coach Donnie Dunkelson telling Tyra Markham just relax and slow down after that fast swing. The 1-2 swung on and missed, strike 3, first strikeout for Hermes.
Yeah, and she's done a great job, as we mentioned. There doesn't have to be strikeouts in order for it to be considered a good showing on the mound, but that'll be morale boosting nonetheless.
Number 23, Debbie Hill.
And now comes the real test with Debbie Hill, and Coach Miller not taking any chances, wants to be sure they get this right. Holland's still warming in the left field bullpen. And in this situation, 2 out, runner on first, down 2. What would you do?
Well, I mean, in this situation, Hermes is pitching so well. She's done, I think, today, she's done an excellent job in relief. Been more collected on the mound than the player she came in to replace. So I think she has the capability to just keep going same way she has. And, of course, we'd be amiss not to mention that.
Ball 1 in the opposite box. Hill today 1 for 1 with a walk. That 1 for 1, a 2-run tattoo over the right field fence.
As I was mentioning, Hill, in this situation, yes, there's a base runner on, but with 2 outs, you can't afford a walk. So we see some risk-free pitching here. Coming up after Hill is another very dangerous player in Emma Lee.
And that's the risk you run. Strike called, runner goes, post a little late on the throw, down to second. And in with a swipe bag is Stepanovic. Her second stolen base. Check that third of the year.
That pinch running decision making perfect sense within minutes.
Well, now that honestly makes life a little easier from a strategy standpoint for Coach Prager and company. Ball 3, and at this point, if I was Hermes, I'd be throwing this next pitch into the dugout. Obviously, a little bit of exaggeration there, but 3-1, you got a base open. And indeed it is.
And Hermes, she's playing with the maturity of a more experienced player. She knows the risk she's running here, and certainly we can tell that there was a discussion about how passively to approach that at-bat. All things considered, she handled it well, but here comes the true test. Facing Lee with 2 runners on.
Lee with a single and also scored in the first, popped out in the third. Ball 1. That's where you got to trust your pitcher in the worst case situation. If you do that, which would be first and second and 2 out.
Yeah, Hermes, this is the most tense situation she's been in her very young collegiate career.
Fouled off. Lee, also when you stack them together between Lee and Hill, Lee 11 RBI, hitting .413 entering today. Hill, the average might be a little lower, but you got 30 RBI and now 11 home runs on the season. So you take a look at the threats. Kuhn off the basket and over to Wismiller, and the side is retired. Slick glove work
Very
from the
wise
Titan
play.
Shortstop. And an intelligent decision to go to third base, and Trine strands a pair. They come away empty. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Trine up 3-1 on IWSports.com. Bottom half of the 5th inning at Inspiration Field. Matt Sauser alongside Kirill Anastasov. The Titans try to break up a scoring drought. They haven't scored since the first inning. Alexis Michon has been nearly lights out since that first stanza. Kirill, what do the Titans need to do with 8, 9, and 1 due up? Try and put some pressure on her.
Well, get on base. And for Brown here, you'll recall her first at-bat, a very lengthy one in what could have been a perfect inning for Michon. So that's certainly playing a role in Michon's head. She knows Brown can present a problem. She can stay alive in a lengthy at-bat.
So bunch, strike 1. Michon has had at least 1 strikeout in every inning, a total of 8 on the day. Just 2 off her season high. But at the same time, talked about pressure. 1 ball and 1 strike. The Titans have applied it. They've had a base runner on in every inning except for that second inning, like you mentioned, Curl, in which Michon was 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning.
Yeah, for what it's worth, Wesleyan have been getting runners even into scoring positions, certainly on base at least. Here's contact.
It's a short one down from Byer to Markham.
It's exactly the sort of start Trine wanted to this inning after the disappointment that was the top half of the 5th.
So that brings up the 9-hitter, Grace Wilkins.
And she's not a poor hitter by any means. Yes, it's the bottom of the order, but she's batting .381 for the season. Registered 8 hits from 21 plate appearances. All singles.
Slapped into foul territory. Nearly there was Huckabee. Just a step too late. It's typical strategy in softball. Any diamond sport by the extent is you stack the 9-1 with 2 leadoff hitters.
And Wilkins has delivered in that role this season.
Again, the infield pinching for the Thunder. Just outside.
Strategy applied by the infield here. It makes sense given how pacey this Wesleyan squad is, but hasn't quite worked out. We saw an instance in which there was a throw that was a tad too high, allowed a runner to first. That was Milgazzo a couple innings ago. 1-2 count here.
Milgazzo's on deck. She's the only Titan to reach base multiple times today.
And Trine are very aware of that. They know that they don't want a runner on with Milgazzo at the plate.
Swung on and missed at a changeup, strike 3, 2 gone.
Michonne is not stuttering. There is no stopping her at the moment.
Now batting, number 1.
Although if anyone can, it's Milgazzo.
That's strikeout number 9 for Michonne, and now you look at Milgazzo.
Yeah, she's registered 2 hits, but for Michonne, she could very well be strikeout number 10.
Time called. Looks like a potential discussion from the Trine dugout.
They will head to the mound for an infield meeting.
Donnie Dankelson trying to figure out how to attack Milgazzo from a pitching perspective. Obviously, you're in a prime spot with 2 out.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice there to go to the mound. Milgazzo obviously has been very dangerous today, but she isn't someone who, in a situation with 2 outs and nobody on, necessarily presents the sort of threat that warrants such a lengthy discussion, but nonetheless.
Slapped off the glove of Bayer. Go to the book on it. Should be the 3rd hit for Milgazzo today.
Yeah, I mean, even if it was to be credited as an error, that's Milgazzo's doing. She does very well to make contact, get on base once again.
And indeed, they give her credit for the single as it should be. So that brings up Anna Beckman. And I'm guessing, I wouldn't be shocked if Milgazzo takes off here. Thought about it, holds off, base hit into right field. Sprinting around is Milgazzo. She gets the green light to head home. On her way, Milgazzo scores, sliding in safely into 3rd is Beckman with a triple, and the Titans are back within 1.
Here comes Illinois Wesleyan. It's felt like it's been building up for quite a while. Michonne's resistance had to break at some point, and we see it with a wonderful triple.
So now you got Bella Pinter with the tying run just 60 feet away.
Number 10, Bella.
Completely changes the sense of the game. Even if they were to strand a runner, which they might not, 3-2 is a different story. And with Michonne sure to be tiring to an extent, mentally as much as physically, who knows what's to come.
Just outside.
Coons on deck, so Pinter is aware that getting on base, even if it is with a walk, could be enough.
That's Beckman's 2nd triple of the year. Had one at Chapman on March 9th. Just misses.
2 balls here and now. Michonne's feeling the tension. Now for the first time, Trine's lead in this game is being challenged. There have been flashes of hitting brilliance from Wesleyan, but not quite like they have in this inning.
Catches the lower outside corner. 2-1. The last thing you want to do, if you're Michonne, is walk Pinter.
Yeah, of course.
Because
she knows who's coming up.
Not only with Jen Kuhn coming up, but then you're unleashing a whole bag of tricks that Coach Prager can employ, strike two, with runners on the corners and 2 out.
Yes. It's a situation Trine will be eager to avoid, and with 2 strikes, they might just pull it off. Not if Pinter has any say in it.
Michonne retired the first 2 hitters. He's given up back-to-back knocks.
Pinter stays alive.
Brown grounded out to short. Wilkins struck out. Milgazzo singled and scored on the Beckman triple. Tying run at third base. Titans have trailed 3-1 since the end of the first inning.
I think in these moments, it's when you value that 1 run they scored in the bottom of the first more than before.
Deuces wild. Slow roller. Byer to first. In time. And so Michonne bends but doesn't break. Gives up a run. The Titans strand the tying runner on third base. And we head to the 6th. Titans slice the gap in half on IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Top half of the 6th inning in Bloomington. Titans with a 1 spot in the 5th. Trail 3-2. Hermes still on the hill. For Illinois Wesleyan facing off against Rocha, Huckabee, and Byer, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Trine as they look to get that run back and provide a little bit of slack on Michonne. A rarity for Hermes, behind in the count, 2-0. Has only given up, in reality, 1 base runner during her outing. She pitched around Debbie Hill.
It was effectively an intentional walk. Building her way back here as that one's tipped away.
The pivotal top half of an inning. We'll talk about this more in the bottom of the 6th, but you have 3 of the best hitters for Illinois Wesleyan due up on the other side through the legs of Kuhn.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that. She read it well, but just dropped it.
And that's an error on Jen Kuhn.
Yeah, it's got to be difficult for Hermes. Forcing a ground ball, trickling into the infield. In her head, she's done everything right, but now she'll have to clean up this situation.
Just the 2nd error for Kuhn this year. Get a pinch runner on first base for the Thunder.
Pinch running, number 7, April Sellers.
April Sellers, the 5'10 senior out of North Salem, Indiana, in to run.
And And pinch hitting, number 4.
1 of 2 on
Keelan
stolen
Wheaton.
base opportunities. And also pinch hitting for Huckabee is Keelan Wheaton out of Mount Pleasant, Michigan. First pitch. Runner thought about going, held up. Wheaton, the sophomore, making her first plate appearance of the season.
Yeah, big moment. to
And
get
her
that
career.
opportunity.
Talked about throwing her mess into the fire in that situation a couple of innings ago. This is a little bit lower of a pressure considering you're not trying to prevent anything,
Right.
but still.
It's such a close game. That's a lot of faith put in the batter.
Bunt foul. And if you're Hermes, I'm sure the message is just refocus up, throw strikes, and get back into this.
Yeah, she's got to adapt to these changing circumstances. New runner on first, new batter at the plate. She's handled herself with such composure today.
Bunt laid down. Wissmiller's there. It'll go down as a sacrifice for Wheaton, so still no official at-bats for her this year.
And Trine, that's exactly what she was brought in to do. Advance the runner to second. Trine trying by any means necessary to increase this lead, give themselves a cushion, because the Wesleyan bats did get going in the 5th.
So that brings up Emma Beyer 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. Upstairs, ball 1. Standard defense for the green and white. Through the legs of post, regathers.
And that call is questioned by the fans, and can't help but wonder.
No movement from the Titan dugout just yet. Here comes Coach Prager, as I would expect, considering that throw from post and the tag from Wissmiller. Let's take a look at it one more time on our screen. Unless she got the outer half of the bag.
Yeah, the ball certainly got there in time.
You're not looking at it in time. You're looking at
The tag, of course.
6 to 10 feet of slack between when the time got, or when the ball rather got in Wissmiller's glove compared to when the runner reached. Nonetheless, we play on. And Hermes behind 3-0.
If there's anything that can shake the confidence of this Wesleyan defense, and especially Hermes, it's that sort of contested call.
Ball 4, check that, strike called.
And now you can see both dugouts likely unhappy here with the umpire's most recent decisions.
3-1, little dribbler. Good stare down for the second out. Great eyes from Brown.
Very, very important to press the reset button here. It's a tense moment, 2 outs with a runner on third.
Number 20, Ainsley Phillips.
With Phillips stepping up to the plate. It's all about Hermes staying focused, delivering the pitches we know she can.
Phillips 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Strike 1.
Just catches.
Rocha led off with an error. April Sellers took her spot on the bases. She's on third. Got the second via sacrifice bunt from Wheaton. Grounded foul. Big pitch from Hermes. Awaits in her right hand. 0-2 with 2 out. Insurance run on third base.
That insurance run, especially this late in the game, could mean the world to Trine. Could be the dagger.
Especially with 4, 5, and 6 due up for Illinois Wesleyan in the bottom half of this frame. Swung on it, missed, strike 3.
Ella Hermes, take a bow. Dug herself out of trouble there, and the score stays 3-2 through the top half of the 6th.
Hermes with a big-time strikeout keeps the game where it's at. Trine up by 1. Jeng Kuhn steps Kuhn, Wismiller, and Corey. The Titans scored 1 run in the first, 1 in the 5th. Trine has been scoreless since their 3 spot in the opening frame.
And the last 20 minutes or so of this game have been so tense. The Titans left a tying run on base in the bottom of the 5th. In the top of the 6th, faced similar trouble where their Trine did get a runner to third. Some excellent pitching from Ella Hermes, keeping them in the game.
Kuhn swings and misses, strike 1. Kuhn today, an RBI double in the first, grounded out in the 4th. Titans out hitting the Thunder 6-5. Kuhn, even in the count.
It looked early on as if it was going to be a high-scoring game. First inning produced 3 runs for Trine, 1 for Wesleyan. Instead, it was that early 2-run home run for the visitors. That's keeping them ahead here.
Kuhn swings, hits it high in the air, foul, and out of play.
Kuhn facing a 1-2 count.
Shows bunt, inside. Nine strikeouts for Michonne today.
Again, her season high is 10, which she managed on 2 separate occasions.
He's had a strikeout in every single inning today. Kuhn stays alive.
Every at-bat will feel decisive for the Titans in this inning. Obviously, it's not quite the 7th yet, but now's the time to build on the momentum that they produce in the 5th. First time it really felt like the hosts were putting a dent in Trine's defense.
Deuces. Kuhn swings, hits it high in the air into left in foul territory. Huckabee runs out of real estate. It's a good job by Kuhn protecting the zone. She's hit a couple of them. If she connected maybe a hair sooner, we'd be in a tie game.
Yeah, so many intangibles now that we can look back on.
Missed extra base knocks. Foul to the left. Fouled off her leg, honestly, to her benefit.
Yeah, that would have trickled straight back to Michonne.
And regardless of what Kuhn does here, it's a quality at bat, especially with Wismiller and Corey looking on, getting a study guide with Kuhn in a battle. Stays alive again.
Never a bad thing to force a pitcher of Michonne's quality to throw more pitches than she'd hoped to. And Kuhn knows that better than anyone.
Another round of the 2-2. Ground ball to third base. Just in time on a rocket from Rocha. There's one out.
Yeah, try and survive a lengthy at bat.
Now batting, number 11, Casey Wishmiller.
Wismiller managed a base hit last time. She's next up here.
Struck out in the first, singled in the fourth, did not get beyond first base. Swung on and missed for strike one. Corey is due next. In the seventh for Trine, it'll be the top of their order. We'll have to see if Hermes comes out for the seventh with the Titans trailing. 0-2.
Yeah, difficult situation now here for Wismiller. No one on. Important to remember just how crucial this at-bat in this inning.
Michonne to match her season high in strikeouts. Can't do it there.
Yeah, she can afford a ball in that situation. And she's taking a step back, recollecting herself. Wismiller wasting no time.
Also, if you think about the longer game here, as Michonne comes home, swung on and missed for strike three. That's her 10th strikeout, matching her season high. And here comes Ava Corey. Thinking about the longer game here, the Titans would need one hitter between Corey, Post, Brown, and Wilkins, barring any substitutions, to get their best hitter today, Haley Malgazzo, another shot.
Yeah, and you want to do that by any means necessary. Malgazzo has presented a unique threat, both with her batting prowess, but moreover with her speed, her ability to get on base. First strike comes off the foul ball.
Of course, if there's any player that ties this game with one swing of the bat, it is Ava Corey, closing in on the Titans' career home run record. Finds herself in a 0-2 hole as Michonne tries to now set her season high in strikeouts.
Yeah, Corey not having her best day at the plate, although she's shown throughout the season so far just how capable she is. 4.17 average coming into today.
Coming back. Corey gets another shot. Michonne had 14 strikeouts on April the 9th of 2024 at Adrian. So that's her career high.
Of course, if she was to force a strikeout here, she would still have a theoretical chance of matching it.
Corey swings, hits it in the air to left, playable. Huckabee's there, and the side is retired. The Titans go down in order in the 6th. We head to the 7th and final frame. Titans trailing by 1 on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
What?
Top half of the 7th inning in Bloomington. Trine aims for some insurance with Ella Hermes still on the hill. Hermes has been nothing short of fantastic today, coming in for relief for Gianna Serta. She'll face off against the top of this Trine order. 1 pitch and 1 out as Duel grounds out to second base.
That is the perfect start. Hermes knows it. This infield's up to the task. They're eager to get this game to the bottom of the 7th as quick as possible, where they'll hope to get that tying run.
Hermes has only conceded 3 base runners. One of them was unearned on an error. The other was an intentional walk. Carly Trine with a single in the 5th. Really the only damage done against her. Swung on, hit in the air to left, at the track, at the wall. It drops for a base hit. Milgazzo throws it in, and a double for Carly Trine, the only Trine player to have 2 knocks off of Hermes.
Yeah, that's no small feat. Hermes has lasted 4 full innings without giving up a run in relief in just her 2nd appearance for the Titans. But she'll be hoping to get those last 2 outs here as quick as possible, not give up any runs.
Just missed for a ball. Now the chess match begins. You got a runner on second, 1 out. Tyra Markham at the plate.
Yeah, big moment here. And Trine know it, as well as Wesleyan do.
Because coming up with your game plan on Debbie Hill is a lot easier, should I say? Simpler?
Mm-hmm.
With 2 outs and 1 on compared to 2 on and 1 out. Swung on and missed.
Hermes will be very relieved to get a strike there.
Two and 1, 3 and 1.
Yeah, that one drifting well outside.
With 1 out, I'm not sure that Hermes would have the ability to pitch around Debbie Hill the way she did the last time the 2 of them dueled in the 5th.
She can't be afforded that luxury here, as we do see a walk. Well, this is a big moment, a pivotal moment in Hermes's day. A crucial moment in this game.
So now we wait to see what the approach is. With runners on first and second, third base is open if you wanted to go that deep. Ball 1. Hill today, a 2-run home run in the 1st, walked in the 3rd and 5th.
Yeah, 2 different pitchers, but both with a similar approach. They're not taking any chances.
And it looks like the Titans will take a chance with the bases loaded. Based on those last 2 offerings. With Emma Lee due next.
Yeah, no risk taking. Well, in a sense, you are taking a risk by allowing Trine to load the bases in this situation, but
you're also trusting Hermis's ability to induce a ground ball with one of the best infields in the country.
4-pitch walk.
The good news for the Titans is if your infield's able to get the job done, you have every base available to you. So if it's a slow dribbler, you could go middle to home to first.
Yeah, the hope is here, of course, first and foremost for a double play.
First priority for the Titans would be to go home first and keep the run off the board. So Hill walks for the third time today. Now the drawback for all this is that Hermis has nowhere to put Emma Lee, who singled and scored in the first, popped out in the third, grounded out in the fifth. Ground ball, Wismiller steps on third, on to first to Corey, throws it away. That's at least one, potentially two, depending on the decision. Stop sign put up. So a big crisis averted for Illinois Wesleyan, but Trine is able to get that insurance run. They lead 4-2.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. Wismiller did so well to get to third, but the throw was entirely off the mark.
So now second and third with two out. For those of you keeping score at home, it's a fielder's choice for Lee, advancing to second on the error. Now we wait to see if it's an E5 or an E3. Slap the other way into right, throw to the plate. Is not in time, so that's two more runs for the Thunder. Pickle between first and second. Corey's tag is in time, so the Titans are able to get out of the inning. However, Trine, with a much-needed top of the seventh, they tack on 3 and lead 6-2, so the Titans will have to pull a rabbit out of the hat in the seventh when we come back on IWSports.com.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care. From general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
And yeah, there are 2 errors on Wesleyan. Because if that's an error, then none of those runs are earned.
Earned, right?
They should all be... Last half of the 7th inning in Bloomington. Titans trailing by 4 with the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up Post, Brown, and Wilkins, and then Milgazzo. Taking a look at that last play, in which Illinois Wesleyan eventually got out of the inning on a pickle between first and second, where Rocha was eventually tagged out by Corey. We're still waiting on some official scoring decisions from that top half. As Post, solid start to the 7th, ground ball up the middle.
Well, in a situation where you're down by 4 runs after a very, very difficult top of the inning, getting on base off a first pitch. Good sign of what's to come.
With regard to those decisions, right now, Hermis is tagged with all those runs being earned. We're waiting to see if there's an error on that throw from third to first on what could have potentially been an inning-ending double play. In which event, if there is an error charged, then none of those runs will be earned on Hermis.
Number 24,
and even if they do get credited, Hermis did a phenomenal job in relief.
Pinch runner for Illinois Wesleyan. Gary comes in. Margot Gary No stolen bases this year. Is Annika Brown. Looks to apply a little bit of pressure against Michon. Fouls it back. Obviously working with a little bit more flexibility given the 3-run 7th for Trine. It's bookends. 3 in the first, 3 in the 7th, Illinois Wesleyan. 1 in the first, 1 in the 5th. Zeros the rest of the way on both sides.
Yeah, Michon knows she doesn't need to be up to the standards she set in the first 6 innings. Just needs to do enough to get Trine over the line here.
Strike 2.
Big moment for Brown.
On its way, stays alive. Game 1 of 2. Given that it's 1:50 Central Time, Game 2 will start 20 minutes after the conclusion of Game 1. Catch it right here on IWSports.com. When this one concludes, we'll sign off beyond right as game number 2 begins.
And if Illinois Wesleyan can't pull the rabbit out of the hat, as you said here, they'll have a chance to make amends right away. If Game 2 is anything like this first one, we're in for a treat.
If score holds, Titans will try and salvage a split. Trine will go for the 2-game road sweep. 1-2 to Brown. Out of play.
Brown again prolonging this at-bat.
Milgazzo currently represents the tying run.
Well, the Titans can take comfort that if they do get that far.
She's currently in the hole. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Gary on first for the Titans after she pinch ran for Post, who singled up the middle to start off the last of the 7th. Popped up into shallow left in the triangle, and sprinting in is Lee. 1 gone.
Ambitious effort at a double play there, but just back in time to first base.
Number 25, Grace Wilkins.
Now Wilkins up. She suffered a strikeout.
0 for 2, ground out in the 3rd, strikeout in the 5th. Ground ball, this could do it to second for 1, and that'll be all she wrote, so...
Titans stay alive, barely.
Titans still have 1 more chance. Wilkins reaches for the first time today on the fielder's choice, and here comes Haley Milgazzo. So at least they get the top of the order to try and spark a 2-out rally.
Yeah, Milgazzo and the Titans collectively would have hoped for her to be batting in a better situation in the 7th inning, but
Milgazzo with a chance, however, to match a career high in hits. She has 3 today, knocking on the door of 4, something she's done multiple times throughout her career. Milgazzo's line today, 3 hits, and has scored both of the Titans' runs. Also has a swipe base. Tying run still in the hole for the green and white, down to their last licks, the 1-0. Ball 2. Clearly trying to slap hit with Wilkins on first, just trying to keep this game alive and give Anna Beckman a chance to hit. And if Beckman can reach, then Jen Coons your tying run. Bunted up the third base side, fielded cleanly to first in time, and that'll do it. Rocha over to Markham, and Trine takes game 1 over Illinois Wesleyan, 6-2 our final. So the Titans trailed since the first inning. They were in it. They had their chances, but at the end of the day, the 11th ranked team in the country putting up 3 in the 7th, taking the pressure off of Michon, and she was able to pitch one of her best outings of the year.
Yeah, Trine did what they do best, and in the crucial moments early on in the game and late on in the game, produced that spark that they needed on offense. And for Michon, you can only applaud that performance, lasting the full 7 innings. Truly faced no major danger other than the situation in which at 3-2 she did have the tying run on a third, but got out of it. So Trine showing why they are ranked, why they are one of the best teams in the country. But the Titans putting up a respectable fight, and still another game in the offing here.
Unofficial decisions from Bloomington. Alexis Michon picks up the win. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned, struck out 10. That matches a season high for her. For Illinois Wesleyan, the loss goes to Gianna Serta. 2.1 innings of work, 4 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 13 batters faced. As it stands now, Ella Hermes, 4 2/3 innings of work, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. The Titans fall 6-2 in Game 1. Game number 2 coming up in about 20 minutes right here on IWSports.com.